Hey guys, we're out at the field and you know what it is. We got the camera on top because I didn't want to cut into this plane for this temporary setup. I'm just using this camera for right now to you know, get this thing dialed in as far as manually, and then I will stick a VTX and a camera in the nose. So right now this is going to be a line of sight for the maiden, and I think we're ready to go. So without further ado, let's see how this thing launches. Make sure everything is going the right way. All right, there it is. Ooh, there's a lot of reverb on there. Yeah, we're gonna have to tons of reverb on there. I had to turn the rates down, but as you can see, it does fly. It's just too much throws on there. So I will have to see if I have the settings box to turn the throws down for the elevator, because this thing is flying well. It's just we have too much gains on the stability for this. But as you can see, this is all under half throttle, and this is 2S with the stock prop, so it would really have some thrust with a bigger prop on there. I wonder if it's nose heavy. I feel like I'm having to hold the elevator up slightly. Let's go full manual. There's full manual without any rates, and then back end stability. So it definitely needs tuned. I feel like it's nose heavy. Like we need to add a little weight on the back side of it. All right, we're gonna bring this baby in for a landing. Yeah. The flight felt like it was nose heavy. I had to hold the elevator up to keep it level. So we got two things that need to be fixed. We need to turn the gains down on the elevator and maybe give it a little bit more gains for turning, and we might have to just put some weight in, in the back, because it's balancing, but it's more on the nose heavy side, which makes sense because all of our weight is in the nose. So we'll have to put a penny or a quarter or something on towards the back to get our weight to the back, and I think that will be good enough to get another go at it. So I'm gonna see if I have the settings box. If I do, I'm gonna make the adjustments and then I'll start the next flight with the same pack. We just got done making the adjustments, and I did take the 4-inch prop off and put a 5x5 on just to see how it does. This is a 15 mile per hour wind gust, so this is it's not bad, but it's not the best ideal situation for it. Well, let's see how it flies. The 4-inch prop might have been better, so let's see. Here we go. There we go. A lot more stable. I moved the CG back slightly. There we are. Yeah. She cooking, man. On 2S, half throttle. I'm still having to give it a little bit of elevator to keep it level, but we put a nickel on the back of it to slide the CG back. But yeah, not bad at all. Before, we couldn't even go over half throttle without it getting like a crazy reverb, but now she's flying pretty level. I think we can turn the ailerons down a little bit. I did turn them up a little bit more, but I think we can turn the gains on the ailerons back down and leave it as that. I mean, granted, it is gusty, so I think it's doing pretty well for as gusty as it is, and might have to add some reflex into it. But man, that 5-inch prop is silent, man. You can't even hear it. Let's go full throttle. Yeah. Uh-oh. Ooh, we struggle to turn. Huh. Maybe we need more aileron. It's weird. It felt like it was struggling to turn. So because this thing should be able to turn sharply. Yeah, it's turning way wide, so we will have to add more aileron into it. It's hard to say. Let's do 0 throttle and turn. Yeah, it barely wants to turn. Huh. It's like you got to give it some throttle to turn. Maybe it's because it's so lightweight. But yeah, we definitely going to add more aileron to this. Yes, sir. Let's bring her in. You just fly it until you get it dialed in. But as you can see, 2S is fine. Launch is pretty easy. Still has a pretty good glide to it. Not exactly a speed demon per se, but we know we can always throw a 3S pack in there for when we want to make this thing go fast. But I'm thinking that 4-inch prop might have been a good match. So yeah, we barely have any aileron. So we're gonna turn the aileron up. Wait, let's see. Oh, that's rudder.
Trim center.
But we may just add some trim to it. I feel like one of the elevons is not level, so we will repower this thing back up again with it being level and see what I can see as I'm holding it level. One of them has reflex and the other one is like down, so that's part of our issue. Surprisingly, guys, this wasn't on Delta. Look, one servo, other servo. When I tried to add the save, I accidentally changed it. So we'll hook the settings box back up and get it back on Delta. So let's unplug this and we'll restart. So we're gonna try it out again. I accidentally changed it and this thing still flew, even though one elevon was working as an elevator and the other elevon was working as an aileron. That last flight I just did, which had the wide turns, it still flew even without elevon mixing. So I guess that proves it's possible to fly a wing with one elevon set up as elevator and one set up as aileron. Oh my god, I can't believe that. All right, let's get this thing in the air. We did put the 4-inch prop back on. The last flight was a 5x5 prop, so let's get her going. There we go. Yeah, back to doing sharp turns. Still has a little bobble to it, a slight bobble. You can see it reverbing real bad. So the last flight, when I had one elevon as an aileron and one as an elevator, it actually flew smooth that way. It just had a super wide turn. Huh. Now the turn is really nice and nimble. Yeah, this thing will turn on a dime now. For sure. I think the 5x5 prop moved a little easier. This 4-inch prop, you got to use a lot of throttle to get it going, and that's because it's a small prop and the pitch is really small. It's only a 2.5 pitch, so I think we may go back to the 5x5 on this. We'll see. Get a full speed. Yeah, we can't even go full speed. She like reverbs really bad. Let's go full manual with no expo or anything, man. It seems like this 4-inch prop, when you get it spooled up, it's good, but the low end is kind of missing on it. Or maybe not, I don't know. It just feels a little loose compared to that 5x5 prop. The 5x5 feels a little bit more linear. Like when you move the throttle up, it's moving up. This one, you can move the throttle up and it kind of doesn't change speed until you give it a lot more throttle. So it's kind of weird. But I think the 5x5 prop will be going back onto this. Yeah. We'll give this prop a chance, but man, it just feels so weird. It's like you gotta let that prop spool up. So I guess we need to turn the our elevator down again. It's so quiet too, man. Maybe we'll bring this baby in for a landing. And yeah, we're gonna have to definitely tune this baby out. I'm sure having the camera on the top canopy doesn't help, but that's about the best we could do for now. Man, yeah, I don't know. I think we'll keep the 4-inch prop on for now. It doesn't fly like the Dart 250. The Dart 250 seemed like it flies more locked in. This feels a little bit more loose, but then again, we have the Dart completely tuned, so that took a few flights to get that thing tuned in as well. So I think we may move to a closer servo hole. This is at max length, and I don't like using the max throw of the servo arm. I like moving it closer to the servo to have a more locked in feel. I think that's what I'm feeling with this, because you're using the full throw of the servo. You're actually having to use more torque versus moving it down closer to the servo and gaining more torque but less throws, which is what we want. This thing doesn't need a lot of throws to it, but you can see it's pretty windy out, so not the best day to tune this thing. We'll call it good for the baby Pro, and we'll go ahead and get the Dart flying.